vendor fee was $150. Okay, I'm very silly, okay? I thought this is okay, I'm gonna show you here. I thought I'm ordering the whole thing, like the wooden frame and the material, because it was kind of like, I guess, pricey. But this was just a fancy fabric on, like, on top of this. Because I want to start, I want to start doing punch needle. And I just ordered a fancy, some kind of fabric. And I thought I'm ordering both. So, I mean, it's nice, but oh my god. It looks cool though. I need to search. I ordered 10 by 10 small size. There's extra small. I ordered 10 by 10, and yeah, don't be like me. Look more careful, right, Matthew? Hey guys, today's the new market for me, Street 9 market, and I have higher expectations for this one. I've been doing this Thursdays street fair, so it was a weekday, you know, this is a weekend, a more chill vibe. And I don't know, tomorrow is a Father's Day. I'm going to get ready with you, prep some stuff with you. I want to make some custom candles. I hope my printer is gonna work because it's low on ink. I think you can tell that I'm low energy and low mood. Just tired, and you know, many things in my head and just not feeling it, but I hope it's gonna change for the evening. And you know, I I I literally threw up today morning. Sorry for details. Few hours ago, because I've been taking some vitamins that are good for me, you know, like during pregnancy, postpartum, you take to recover and stuff like that. But um, I've been often feeling like taking them like nauseous, like my body is not taking it well. And today it was really not well. Sorry for details, but I feel like it's kind of showing a better picture of how I'm feeling today. I will do a little voiceover here. Right after I arrived, I realized there was another candle maker just a table and I'm very disappointed because I think that's how it's supposed to organize everyone. And more than that, there was not so many candle makers. They use limited space, or some were right farther away, or me in a different spot, and I was also the last one. So it was like the last table pretty much. So it was kind of disappointing. And the crazy part is that it doesn't really ever happen to me. I had some special candles that I made, and I was thinking to bring it to the market, to this specific market, and it just didn't take place. I already forgot a few things for display. Wow, яка музичка. Baby, and get some things remaining in the chair for me because I thought they provide, but I misunderstood. So partner had to come with the baby to kind of pick me up, even though we just went home, but I couldn't carry all this stuff. And yeah, it was just super late, and that's how we went. Okay, let's do a recap on this last market that I had, and I want to start doing it more structured, so we will see the main points: vendor fee, communication and loading, communication with the organizers, audience, hours, what I earned, and what was selling the best. It was my first night street market. It was a 4th Street night market, and the positive part is that it was super close to me. You know, vendor fee was $150 because I was sharing a booth. You could have rented a spot for 200, which is technically like, I guess, would be in a better spot, but we can talk about it later. And yeah, you have to share space, so you can't really make it all nice and cute for yourself, just for yourself. But still a bit cheaper. And at that point, when I was booking it, I didn't have a tent. And when I was considering purchasing it, I was kind of like trying to ask them, like I was sending them a link, and I was like, does this tent work? Because I'm kind of concerned, because you're very specific about the tent type, like they're strict. And then I'm like, does this tent work? And they just ignored me. They didn't want to answer my question. They were just like, we can rent you, it's okay. And July 1st, the kind of the day that I will have, also I rented a tent from them just because I didn't have it that time. And now I know. Now I talk to more people, and I know the tent that I bought will be good for the future markets. Should be good. And yeah, so the fee was 150. I think there was some kind of GST on top. Yeah. So it was like 165 or something like that. Yeah. Let's say 165 is the total. And then communication overall was good. Like I was, chatting back and forth kind of quick. Um, and then there's like, I think there was about 54 vendors. If to be more correct, there was more of them because if you were sharing a booth, if I was number 53, the person that was with me in the same tent was also 53. So, there were like maybe about 60 vendors or something. I'm not so sure because I didn't go through all of them because I was stuck in my, I didn't want to leave my spot for a long time. It was kind of busy relatively all the time. And it was pretty big. Like the other side was far, so I didn't want to like leave and go to the other side because then I leave my spot for a long time. For me, as I said, it was close. It's super close to my home, so we don't drive and just take a cart because I don't need the tent, I don't need the table. I needed the chair though, which I forgot, and then thankfully my partner got to like he went home and got some missing things, even though later on I realized I didn't take all the candles that I wanted. Like, how crazy stupid is that? It's just because I have such a big variety and I'm testing what works, but there were specific candles that I wanted to take: the Stampede, the cowboy related, the gem candles that I made, the iced drink candles. I didn't take any of those. I literally just, and then later on, it was too late to bother my partner because he was with a baby. Like, I just didn't want to do it anymore. So, um, loading was easy overall. I stretched my tablecloth that is like stretchy to the legs, but I stretched it on 6 foot table. It was for 4 foot table. It still worked fine. The audience overall, like there was like a, often this markets have like a baby, not a baby, kids play zone. There were like with newborns even, but there was a music the whole time to attract people, and it's good. But if you're just super close to, like if you're beside it, it's super loud obviously, and for babies, and for me it was loud, but it was also kind of fun. But when like our baby was with us, it was too a bit too loud to be there for a long time. If you have like toddlers, maybe easier than when you have a baby. And at first I was like, oh wow, that's a nice location, like there's many kids playing near us. And like the spot that I had, I was like, okay, it's not too bad, like. But the way the park is and the way people were walking, I was literally the last table. It was me, and then the last there were people selling chickpeas snacks. So I was the last. And it's really not the best spot. I'll tell you. There was literally the tent beside me, there was another candle maker. So many people were passing to her, smelling her candles, turning around and leaving, not even reaching to my table. Like, now I just sit and guess like, oh, how much better it could have been if I was, in the beginning of the park, because that's really the crowd was going that way, and then people were ending up near us, but not really interested in, like, seeing a bunch of candle makers before me. So maybe they already purchased, or they're not even interested to smell anymore because they already smelled many. Even though I still had many people that made nice comments and compliments, and I right away feel the difference in between audiences. The one I'm doing on Thursdays, and I'm doing this Thursday will be the last. I'm happy about it. So I can tell the difference, and that people are more interested to shop. Even it's not, like a very candle season, but the weather was wild though. I feel like that was the day for a candle. I showed a little bit that it was really windy and it was real cold. I underestimated the weather. It was really cold, and especially if you're just in one spot hanging out, and I need to be more prepared. And it's kind of crazy that there's always something you forget. The market itself lasted 5 hours. I guess it's like a generally good amount of hours to like make some sales. And technically, I was in my head, I was like, at least I need to make 150, but technically, literally the full with GST is 165. So I wrote down to not forget to share with you and to make myself notes. I earned $8. I sold a little kitty candle. It was so loud I couldn't even hear what the person was telling me. It was so embarrassing, honestly. So yeah, that was the first hour, just one sale, and that was like 5 p.m. Right, kind of like starting, but it was already pretty busy. But again, like some people, even knowing myself, I would not always maybe go to all the booth if I am at the like market. Like I would walk in the beginning, maybe not go to the very very last. I was literally like the last. Like I don't know how they pick it. Maybe I paid later. Maybe I picked them like picked my spot later. And I really I try to not think negative, but it is concerning that they put me so close to the another candle maker. And then other tents, there was no candle makers at all. Like it feels like they did it on purpose. So that is concerning. Why would they do that? But I feel like overall the vibe, I feel like the market is not bad. And I would want for the future to try have a my tent. I'm pretty sure if I have my tent, they will put me on the other side, the busier spot. There's a food tracks and stuff. So I'm pretty sure that that would be a nicer spot. So for the future to test out different, and plus I will have a better setup moving forward. The second hour it was a $18 cookie, and it was $22. It was Fruit Loops wax melts and a cookie combo wax melts. I was really happy. There was like I think the woman was picking gifts for her daughter, and she smelled like a bunch of wax melts. I was even wondering if I should bring the small ones. I didn't think. And the cookie ones, they're more expensive, and I really like them. So I'm so happy So I'm so happy that she picked those. And yeah, that was like a busy hour. The third hour is zero sales. The fourth hour was also good. It was a 48 dollars. It was two candles. It was trauma bonded. I made some custom ones. It was trauma bonded one. It was just vanilla marshmallow fragrance, and then it was a picnic, one of my like classics. Another custom one, I start noticing the pattern that customs are good. It's kind of like hit or miss, but it is good to bring some custom. It's tricky because like I pick the scent. I don't make a custom label that is, let's say, we're trauma bonded, and then I make like 5 scents, right? I pick the scent, so it's kind of tricky. Like the person may like the label, but maybe doesn't like the smell, so it's very personal. Was as white sandalwood. It was a like a cute one. You're the best thing I found on the internet. It was $27, and then again $48 because it was also trauma bonded. So I brought two of those and I sold two of those, and a fresh laundry one. A person was so happy with the fresh laundry scent. I was so like, it was so nice to hear. Our number five was just more dead, and it was real hard to wait all that hour because it was not busy. Like people were not even checking anymore. People were tired. It was from 9 to 10, so it was already late. No really people with kids. uh People were just not even reaching to my tent, and it was super cold. So it was just like, it was just waiting. But yeah, the total I made after the fees of the card reader, because you pay fees everywhere, it was 168. And at first I was like, yay, like, I covered 150, and then 18 bucks on top is like, covered a bit of materials, just a little bit. And then I'm like, yeah, but the total fees were like 165, so whatever. Overall, I'm still happy. I still feel like success. I still feel like satisfied, because I've had such hard time on this Stephen Avenue one. So this makes me feel way better. And yeah, we already talked about what sold the best. So yeah, I feel like, my spot affected me a lot where I was located. I'm a bit mad about it. I'm a bit mad that we're just beside each other, but try I would do it another, next year, but just have, or like next time, I don't know, they do during the summer, sometime later. If I can book something else, I will just have my spot with my tent. And then maybe it works better for me. I'm pretty sure. And, more solid setup. But yeah, I still tell myself, even with this Stephen Avenue, local and Stephen Street Fair, market, I tell myself that it's anyways exposure. Some people just chat with. End my video on this because I don't have any more memory on my phone and it's just dying every time. you know it's some progress. We're having some progress and some exposure. That's most important, and we'll keep going, we'll keep pushing no matter what. I have a big mess in my office. It's insane, and I want to launch new products, learn some new skills, and launch new products sometime in summer. And I have no space to store anything.